So, guys, here we go with the workbook answer of the seventh story, The Little Match Girl, by Hans Christian Andersen. While I am reading the extract, just look at your book or pause the video and read by yourself because you can't solve the answers without reading the extract. So, first one, read the extract given below and answer the questions that follow. It was bitterly cold, snow was falling, and darkness was gathering, for it was the last evening of the old year. It was New Year's Eve. In the old and gloom, a poor little girl walked, bareheaded and barefoot, through the streets. She had been wearing slippers, it is true, when she left home, but what good were they? First question, what was special about the particular evening in the story? What kind of weather was there in the evening? It was New Year's Eve. The weather was bitterly cold. Snow was falling and darkness was gathering. Second question, the girl had slippers on, but they were of no use. Why? What happened to the slippers? The girl had slippers on, but they were of no use because those were the slippers of her dead mother, and therefore too big. The girl had lost one slipper when she ran across the street to escape from two carriages that were being driven terribly fast, and one slipper was stolen or taken away by a boy. Third part, how can you conclude from the extract that the girl was poor and dejected? The girl was poor and dejected as she was bareheaded and barefooted and was sent out on a cold night to sell matches. She even lost the slippers which she weared. She was shivering and hungry. Fourth part, why was the girl out in the cold? What prevented her from going back home? The girl was out in the cold to earn some money by selling matches. The girl did not dare to go home because she was unable to earn a single penny. Her father would surely beat her if she returned empty handed. Moreover, it was cold at home the because there was nothing but a roof above them. Fifth part, how appropriate is the title of the story? Give reasons to support your answer. The appropriation of the title of the story is judged by how well it reflects the content of the story. The title Little Match Girl is quite apt as it revolves around a little girl who sells matches. She had not given a name as she represents one of the many poor children belonging to lower class in Victorian era who had to face hardship because of poverty. Second extract. Read the extract given below and answer the questions that follow. So the little girl walked about the streets on her naked feet, which were red and blue with the cold. In her old apron, she carried a great many matches, and she had a packet of them in her hand as well. Nobody had bought any from her, and no one had given her a single penny all day. She crept along shivering and hungry, the picture of misery, poor little thing. First part, who is referred to as little girl in the extract above? How did she lose the shoes? The little girl or the protagonist of the story is referred to little maiden in the extract. She lost her one slipper when she ran across the street to escape from two carriages that were being driven terribly fast, and one was taken by the boy. Second, why was the girl carrying matches with her? The girl was carrying matches with her to earn some money by selling them. It was another form of begging in the Victorian era. Third part, why does the author describe the girl as the picture of misery? The author describes the girl as a picture of misery because she was poor and motherless and does not get any affection from her father, but is sent out in the biting cold to sell matches. She spends her entire night by huddling herself against a wall and dies of cold, hunger, and abuse. Fourth part, what has not anybody brought from her and why? What was this act of selling used as a front of? She was trying to sell matches on the streets, but nobody bought them because they were busy with their New Year's Eve preparation. This act of selling was used to show poverty and inhumanity, which forced the girl to work under such harsh conditions. Guys, if you want the answer of this part, then comment below because I have written it in a separate notebook because the answer was too long. Now, the third extract. She tucked her little legs up under her. She felt colder and colder. She did not dare to go home, for she had sold no matches and earned not a single penny. Her father would be sure to beat her, and besides, it was so cold at home, for they had nothing but the roof above them, and the wind whistled through that, even though the largest cracks were stuffed with straw and rags. First part. Where was the girl sitting? How did she try to warm up her fingers? The girl huddled down in a heap in a corner formed by two houses, one of which projected further out into the street than the other. She tried to warm up her fingers by lighting matchsticks. Second part. Why did the girl do not dare to go home? Give reasons to support your answer. The girl did not dare to go home because she was unable to earn even a single money by the matches she was carrying to sell. So she was accompanied by the fear of being beaten by her father. Third part. Explain what kind of relationship the girl shared with her father. The girl had an affectionless relationship with her father. Her father was ruthless, who sent her out to earn money in such cold. She was a victim of child abuse and was not fed and clothed properly. She was scared to go home for the fear of being beaten by her father. Fourth part. With the reference to the story, bring out the theme of class differentiation. The story portrays a realistic and crude view of society in the Victorian era. The depiction of the girl's clothes and her house with only the roof through which wind whistled and large cracks stuffed with straw and rags indicate that she belonged to the underclass of the society. It was because of their poor financial condition that she was sent on a cold night to sell matches, while the people of upper class enjoyed the celebration of New Year's Eve. Guys, here the fifth part too. If you want it, then just comment below. I will provide you the answer. And so now the fourth extract. She struck another. It burned clearly, and where the light fell upon the wall, the bricks became transparent like gauze. She could see right into the room. First part. Who was she referred to in the extract? Where was she? What happened when she lit the matchstick? So the answer to this question is who was she referred to in the extract? She referred to the little maiden. And where was she? Earlier we have written about it that the girl was sitting in the corner formed by two houses. And the third part, what happened when she lit the matchstick? So when she lit the matchstick, she had a vision of a large iron stove and felt its warmth and safety, which she longed for. It reminded her of the love and affection which she got from her grandmother. Second part. What did the girl see in the room when she lit the second match? What happened to these things after a moment? The girl saw that there was a big table kept in the room. It was covered with white sheet. The beautiful crockery of bone china was arranged on the table. A roasted goose was kept in the center of the table, and its delicious smell was out in the air. And after a moment, those things were disappeared, and the only thick, cold wall can be seen. Third part, explain how the girl's visions are symbolic of her undying hope. Don't write a twinkling Christmas tree because it is not the answer. It is the answer of the fourth part. If you want this answer, then comment below. There was no more space, so I have not written some of the answers. Fourth part, what does the light from the matches symbolize in the story? It is by the lighting of the matches that the little girl tried to keep herself warm, and it is in the light of the matches that she sees the visions of an iron stove, a sumptuous feast, a twinkling Christmas tree, and her deceased grandmother, which she was longing for. It symbolizes the light of God and hope. Fifth part, explain why the girl lit the whole bundle of matches at the end of the story. How does this reflect on her mental state? When the little girl lit the matchstick for the third time, she saw her old grandmother. She was delighted to see her and said her to take her along. She did not want her to vanish, as the rest of her visions had vanished. So she lit up the entire bundle of matches. This reflects that she longed for the love and affection which she could only receive from her grandmother. Fifth extract. But in the cold dawn, in the corner formed by two houses, sat the little girl. Guys, read it in the book. Now, the first part. Which girl is referred to in the extract above? What does her rosy cheeks and smiling lips tell us about her? The little match girl who died of cold and hunger is referred to here. Her cheeks had turned rosy because of extreme cold, and she had smiling lips because her wish to be with her loving grandmother comes true. Second part. What is referred to as beautiful visions? Beautiful visions is referred to as her vision of an iron stove, a sumptuous feast, a twinkling Christmas tree, and her late grandmother. How does the girl encounter these beautiful visions? The girl encounters these beautiful visions by lighting matches. Third part. What kind of relationship existed between the girl and her grandmother? The little girl's grandmother was dead, but was the only person whom she remembered fondly. She has been described as the only one who loved the little girl. Fourth part. How does the extract bring out the hope for a better life after death? The girl pleaded with her grandmother to take her to heaven, and both of them flew in brightness and in joy to be with God. The girl's smiling lips symbolizes a better life after death. Give the brief character sketch of the little match girl. How is she a representative of children in Victorian society? I am just speaking the answer. Write it over there. But write it in a notebook because the answer is too long. The little nameless girl is a protagonist of the story. She had rosy cheeks and long curly hairs. Besides, she has been described as having tiny feet and little hands. She belonged to a poor household, as is reflected through the description of her house. On a chilly winter evening, she did not have enough warm clothes to protect from cold. I hope I am not reading it fast. She had to walk bare feet and bare head through the snow. She was sent out on the last evening of the year by her father to sell matches. Since begging was illegal during the Victorian era, the poor used to sell matches on the street as a front for begging. The little girl was a victim of child abuse. She was brave and had faith in God. She did not give up despite hardships. She tried to keep herself warm by lighting matches. So that's all, guys. I hope it helps you, and thanks for watching. Love you all.